Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Connie. I'm going to be putting together the Easter Bunny basket from Treasure Box Designs. And I thought I would just share how I put this together. So go ahead and get started here. This is actually, see better here, it's actually a greener piece. It's like a chartreuse. It's just kind of bright with the camera. I don't know, just with the lights and stuff. It looks more yellow and it's really not. So I'm just going to wait that out. But I'm going to go ahead and put that one together first. And if I put my little dots on, it just will be easier for me to do everything and not hopefully lose any pieces. So excuse my reach here. Get my glue started. Some of these pieces actually do have little curves on them, so they're going to be going over on the sides. So putting this together the best I can with how I can fit them on there. I hope everyone is doing well. Beautiful day here, it looks like today. Haven't been out yet. Don't think I'm going out today. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of figure out. I did have an extra piece when I cut the purples out. There was one piece that was, I'm just going to say a different color purple. And but it was a circle. I ended up just putting it and cutting it this color, same as the other ones, the other circles and dots. Just because I didn't know. I looked at the picture. I had no clue where it went, so, but it was just on by itself, and I don't know if that's something, Design Space decided to change the color up a little bit or what. Sometimes they do weird things, but anyway, I just thought I'd mention that if you find that you have an extra piece, that's probably why. I'm just kind of putting these where I think they look like to go from looking at the photo. And I'm just trying to, I'll probably have too many, I'm not sure, but it's all good. I've decided I need to start working on some Easter projects just because Easter's early this year and we've had some spring-like weather this past, past week. And so it really put me in the mood for spring. So when it snows again, I'm really going to be bummed out. But yeah, this gets hidden a little bit by a jelly beans, so I'm not going to worry about if they're a little bit off the spots. So now I'm going to do my yellow one. And again, do some curved pieces. Um, I'm using up glue, so that's why I have all these different glue bottles out. Can tell it's warmer again because the glue is flowing so much nicer. I forget in the winter it just does not come out very well, at least not in my area. Before I forget, if you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment. I'll get back to you. I forget to mention that I think sometimes. I apologize. This turned. Um, Again, I'm not 100% sure of colors. Excuse me. I do know that the egg is banana color. Excuse me, banana from American Crafts. And I could tell you when I get to the basket what color that is. And then these aren't showing on the pattern, so I'm just going to kind of put them randomly here. I think I'll put this one over here and a small one in the middle. Anyway, I'm using up a lot of scraps, I tell you, and I don't know the names of the colors. Now, this is probably from a ombre pack from Michaels. So I've got some of that to use up yet. Otherwise, my bunny will do him next. Well, actually, I'm going to put the bow on the little rabbit here and work on the basket. But yeah, the rest of the colors I'm not 100% sure on, so my apologies. Other than, like I said, I know the bunny in the basket. I am so ready to work on spring things. I've been working on, Christmas projects here and there yet, but I'm ready to move on to spring and um excuse me, ready to get rid of some red for a while. My basket, I think it showed more of a peachy orange color, and I decided to do mine in a more of the wicker type design. So my basket is baked brown sugar from American Crafts. And then for just the basket, for the weave on there, I used this embossing folder, and it's from Amazon. It's got no name. I just think I put in basket weave. I'd been looking I've had it for quite a while, but I'd been looking for one for quite some time, and it took a while. Now I have found that embossing folders, if they're not American made, they are a little bit thicker, and so you kind of have to um, be careful what sandwich you use. Test it out. I just spritzed the basket with water before I embossed it. I ink before I emboss, okay? And then once I I spray it or spritz it. I shouldn't say spray, but I spritz it with water from the back. I let it dry just slightly, and then I put it through my embossing folder, and it helps prevent the embossing folder from cracking, or the paper from cracking, and it gives you a deeper impression. So it's just a nice little trick there to use. Okay, now I have my grass here, and going to put it just barely in there, so this won't be the thinnest line of glue I can manage. As I just barely want it underneath the brim or the top of that basket piece. The bunny's basically sitting on, let's see. No, he might be sitting kind of in it. I'm, I'll have to figure that out when I put it together more. But anyway, I just thought this was a cute little piece. I don't know if it'll go on a card. I haven't quite decided. Or on a scrapbook layout. I've started doing majority of my scrapbook layouts. I think I've said this before in 8.5 by 11 or 5.5 by 8.5. That's the size little binder I have. 8.5 by 11 is almost, or excuse me, 12 by 12 is the albums are too much for me to handle anymore. So that's why I've switched sizes. And quite often I only have, just a couple pictures unless it's a holiday. But even then, I just, depending upon what we do, I don't always have a lot of pictures. So I have to go back and get a lot of my older pictures photographed. Oh, I don't want it that high. Let's see. Just trying to think about here. So I got about a quarter of an inch from the top here to where I want it, but I want it to be somewhat even on there. It's not. The back here. Let's see if I can manage this better. Well, I guess it's going to go up here. That's fine. And it kind of shows that it does a little bit. So what I want to look at, yeah. So now we have our bow and our tails. And the tails, as it shows on the photo, the shorter part goes at the top. And kind of, she's got her ribbon going up here, and I like it better going down this sash, however it is. I like it the way I have it, and that's the way I'm going to leave mine. I don't need it up more towards the top. Put yours wherever you prefer. Um, this is what I like. So, fix my glue. Okay, so, and then this piece, I'm going to have it come down more. Instead of out, I want it to come down. So, not sure where I'm at for glue, where I need to put more glue, if any. Yeah, on here just a little bit. And then for the bow, the bigger part goes at the bottom. And I want to get it centered on here a little bit. You could customize this easily by changing up the color of the bow. I like the color it is, so I'm going to leave it. Then we have our little knot. And before I go any further, I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting because the paw's going to go over this. So just do that real quick. I'll do my tails a little later, but I just want to do a little bit here. Now, I don't know about my chili beans if I got the right colors in there, so I'm just going to go with what I have here. But I'm going to set this aside for now, and I am going to bring in my eyes. I lost them on the black mat before, so I had to put them back in the bag when I finally found them. Let's set that off to the side and work on the bunny. And I'm going to work on his ears first. Now with his ears, I changed up the colors, the insides of his ears to pink. They were the same color as the insides of his feet, and I just prefer to change it up. So I think I've got this right. Let me think about this. I always mess this up. It never fails. I'm going to put his head on once and see what it looks like here. I don't think to go the other way. I'm just going to look here. Again, I just, yeah, thinking they probably do. This is not unusual for me and bunny rabbits. I always struggle. I'm going with this. I'll show you what I've got here. Get that one out of the way first. Okay, so this is going to be the left ear. That's how I'm putting that piece. And I'm just going to put some glue along the top, right up here. And along the side. That out of the way. And then I'm going to put this on like this and hope I don't have too much glue. Okay. Then the other one, we're going to put glue along this side, this, and not going all the way down on the other part. I'm not sure how far. I'm going to put a little bit on the back here. See what I'm doing here. Like I said, for some reason, ears for bunnies have always been a problem for me. Take that off. I'm just kind of laying these here to figure out where I want them. I'm good with that. I've been struggling trying to decide, what I want to work on. I just don't know. I can't get my head wrapped around wanting to do anything. So I'm going to finish his face part, and then I'm going to see once how his body goes on. How about that? Just getting his eyes here. Now I just used the black parts. I didn't do any more. You could certainly put whites or do different eyes. I just left them. I'm not pressing that down yet because if I have to move them, I can still pick them up since they're just, I'll say temporarily there. How about that? I'm just trying to kind of get them fairly straight at, across the top and see what they look like here. Turn that a little bit. And excuse my reach. I have the nose with the whiskers on. Okay, I'm going to leave them where they are. And let's do some work on his eyes. I have a 02 pen, Micron black pen. There, I was struggling to see. I couldn't figure out what was wrong. I had the wrong glasses on. I'll come back and do this as soon as I get my chalk and eyelashes on. Ouch. Okay. Now, normally when I'm on camera, I make a mess with the pan pastels I already did. When I'm not on camera filming, I don't have a problem, so I'm not sure what the issue is, and this is the neutral gray extra dark. This time I'm going to make sure my fingers are not full of chalk before I start on this. Start wearing gloves pretty soon. I will still make a mess. Has anybody else started working on any spring or Easter stuff? I've got some treat boxes I'm thinking about making for my neighbors. I'm not 100%. It kind of depends upon how I feel, in the next month or so. February will go fast. I've got a lot of stuff going on, and so I should have started a month ago. I might do some other things instead. And I haven't been crafting as much as I was before. Just lots going on and just not feeling it yet. So I'm gonna do it one more time here, and yeah, once I get the eyelashes on, we'll be probably good. Now I'm gonna cap this because I said it'll be my luck. I'll have it all over, so I just don't trust myself. Okay, and then I use a 0.05 micron pen in black for eyelashes. I know a lot of people struggle with eyelashes, and I would say at first, if you're not comfortable making them or drawing them, just do straight lines. As I've done straight for so long, and then turn your piece, not your pen as you're going, okay? But keep your lines straight. And I go short, long, short, long. I start short, go long, and I don't know. I have the best luck with that. That's just my opinion. You do what is best for you. Okay? And now I gotta get some ink and see where I'm at with. I'm just taking some ink here, and I was just putting it off to see where I'm at with. Oh, let's see. I don't want it on there. Duh. Forget we have a full muzzle here to work. See, already. I don't know where that came from, all that talk. All right, I don't know how it got in my fingers so bad, but I knew I would have a mess yet somewhere. It's just par for the course, right? We're just putting glue on there. Oops, sorry for the glare here. Just lining that up best I can. Now we could put some, uh, I don't want to put a lot on, so I'm just kind of seeing where I'm at here. Okay, that's got quite a bit, so we'll go over here and put more on. Sometimes I put a lot on, sometimes I don't put much, excuse me. I put my nose on first so I can see where I want my eyes detailed. Sometimes I don't do that and then I don't get my eyes detailed the way I want. So I'm finding it's easier. Whoops. Keep moving this crazy table. I find a lot of times it's easier for me to put the nose on and stuff and then come back and those stupid pan pastels today, then put my eyes in. So, and of course, this would be textured paper, so it's sometimes even messier to get them cleaned up. I have to do my gel pen up straight up, so you're not going to see it. I'm just doing a circle toward the kind of toward the top, but not right in the center, just going off a little bit. I'll show you in a minute as soon as I get this going. I'm finding with gel pens, no matter what kind I use, the lighter the touch, the better they work. Okay? So that's just a little hint I'm learning with them. I really feel like I have a lot better luck with them. So I do my eyes all different ways. I'm trying just to do them different all the time. I don't think I'm putting, oh, what do you call it? Any kind of glitter on his nose. So I don't know if you can see the white on his nose. Yeah, now you can. And I want the white gel pen to dry a little bit, so I'm not putting any white chalk in there yet. I have to draw my eyebrows in first. I can't draw a straight line with the pen very well. I'll come back and erase the lines in a little bit. I don't want them, otherwise it gets too dark on there, so I do come back and erase them. And I'll come back and cut my whiskers also, the little loops. It's just easier to leave them for now until they're done. So if you're wondering about that. Okay, now let me get back to my photo for the basket and stuff. Okay, let's see. Well, first of all, we're going to put his feet on. Which paws together. Make. I like to put all the smaller pieces that I can together until I assemble the whole thing. It just seems to work better for me. I don't know why, but yeah. And this little guy has his Big old toes hanging out there. Go put some glue along here. There it is. I was gonna say I know I checked that I had everything, all my pieces this time before I started assembling. Okay, now I'm going to bring the basket back in, and I want to say that the body should go behind the grass, but I'm not 100% on this. I'm just trying to look here. It just is not very, which would make sense. I'm just thinking out loud here, so bear with me a moment. And I know this is going to go on. His head's going to go on at an angle. So his body's way too high up here. And most of his body's not even going to show. And so, yeah, the body's going to go behind the grass. I'm going to put it so only about what I want to say, about a half to a third of an inch is showing, if that, because it's going to also take up the head's going to take up a little bit. So I'm going to put it down pretty far. Okay. And kind of center it in there. And then, yeah, his head's going to go on crooked. I'm not putting, before I put his head on, his arm's going to go underneath of his head, or his chin there. So I want to kind of center it first before I do this, before I put the head on. Well, I want it to stay put too, but it's not working with me. And I'm only putting a dab of glue right there. Um, I want to get his, put the bunny on and see where everything goes first, because um, I'm going to put I'm just going to let this sit here, because the bunny, this chocolate bunny, has to go underneath, and yet it's going to go, we're not going to glue the whole thing, so okay, let's see where this is going in conjunction with everything else. Again, I'm just putting a little bit of glue on the back of this here. I'm just, okay, oops. Want everything kind of, now I'm going to glue this paw down. Just put a little bit of glue on there. And let's see. I'm just looking at everything, how this is all going together. So since my bow's up just a little bit, part of it's going to get covered up, and I'm fine with that. I really am. Just kind of seeing this is all going. Okay, we're good. So I'm going to put the head on. And this is going under here. So I'm going to put this. And yes, I talk to myself a lot in case you're wondering. Let's see if I can get it to focus better. I think I bumped the camera and then it doesn't focus well. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the ear, on the back of the chocolate bunny so it'll stick. And a little bit on the nose so it'll stay on the handle. I just put a little bit there so it'll pop on here. And then we'll put a little bit on the top up here. Just put a little bit there. I think that's close enough, okay? Let's put the paws on here and go up about. I'm just looking out for glue. Where do I want to put it? So I get, I think that's fairly close. This will go on next. And I'm just putting a little bit of glue on just the side here. Sorry, the sun comes around and it really gets bright, so I apologize. Let's see, this is gonna go about right here. And I am gonna put a little bit more glue on that. And by all means, you could use a different color basket. Like I said, it's just the color I wanted. I used pattern paper that'll be plenty bright, so it's not like it's, not gonna have enough color. It's not a problem. I'll just put a little glue all over this. Kind of wanted my paws even, or as close as I can get to even across the top there. So that's what I was looking at. Okay, now I'm going to come back and start on these. And this is going to go about here and about here. This will go up a little more. Put some glue here. I'm just trying to figure this out where I want it. So a bit more here. Sort of folds it. Okay, now figure out these jelly beans, right? And excuse my reach. Okay. Wow, Cricut really does an interesting job of figuring out what it wants for colors because these don't all match up with what it's mm, on the photo. I apologize. I don't know how one got. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I don't know. They're really wonky. So compared to what Cricut had or what the photo has. But I just want to lay them here so I can kind of get an idea what I'm doing. Is it pink? And then, well, I think I have an extra one cut out too that I probably, this one down here is actually orange in the picture. I don't know how it got to be yellow, but, and who knows, by the time I got done, cutting, uh, you know, you never know what's going on, so. And I'm not going to recut it, by the way. I'm going to go with what I have. I might not have used such dark purple on the green, but it's okay. I said I just am going with a uh, lot of scraps that I have to get rid of. Because pretty soon I'm going to have to start throwing scraps out. I have way too many again. But I'll save the littlest pieces of scraps. I don't know why. Good grief. It's kind of stupid, but I might need it. Feel like my mother hoarding stuff. I don't need it that far, but anyway. Okay. I'm not going to do anything with the nose. I just want to leave it the way it is. Sometimes I get carried away with glitter and it's just better to sometimes just kind of not use so much. So, like I said, by the time I get a lot of colorful paper in here, using it with this, um, you won't need, or you won't notice that the basket's so dark. Um, or that the bunny itself is. I'm out of almond cream, basil almond cream, and yeah, I missed that color. It's an awesome color for bunnies. So when I get paper again, I'll get some. In the meantime, I'll just do with what I have. Okay, I'm just about done here. I just remembered I didn't erase the eyebrows. And I look for a white. I use these little eyelash brushes that I use around the eyes. I also use those to highlight smaller pieces, if you're wondering. So this one's just about wore out. If I can find another one in here. Okay, I'm just about done here. Just do a little bit of highlighting with the white gel pen and then I'll be done. So if you have stuck around this long, thanks for joining me. I will try to do more paper piecing videos. Sometimes it's later at night by the time I get to them, to paper piecing. I cut in the afternoon. I've just got to start excuse me. I lost my train of thought. I'll just have to start paper piecing in the afternoon more, and either cut at night or get up earlier and get stuff done and cut in the afternoon or cut in the morning. That is my finished piece. Again, I will adjust the whiskers when I'm done here. Otherwise, I want to thank you all for joining me. If you have any questions, do leave a comment. Otherwise, take care. Have a good day.